Good evening, welcome to Dodo Modern Poets, springing into May. We've got a fine bill for you tonight. If you've not been to the Poetry Cafe before, I should just tell you where things are. You've probably found the loos. The bar is upstairs. In the show, each of our four acts will perform in both halves, hopefully different material in each half. And there'll be a 20-minute interval. And tonight we have Steve Toussaint, Alison Winch, Keats. That's my Irish pronunciation, sorry about that. Keith and Suzanne Drake, and first of all I'm going to kick off proceedings with some poems. I'm Patric Cunnane. So this one is called Watermelon. On a winter's night, your table is blessed with the greens and reds of the tropics. You think of all the things you could say about a watermelon, the poems you could write about this gorgeous fruit. How it travels like a cold drink in your heart, injects little rhythms of smiles into the breathing stars. The singular beauty of the watermelon cannot be expressed in 1,000 verses. It sees its magic from another galaxy, one in which red is the dominant colour, and the sun is made of 1,000,000 juice petals. A gentle introduction to the evening. I was at a poetry evening in Keats' house in Hampstead in January, and before the reading we had a chance to have a tour of the rooms. And as you probably know, Keats is buried in Rome, and his tombstone reads, "Here lies one whose name was writ in water," and there's no name or date. And while I was there I thought, in the way that the Greeks want the Elgin marbles back, perhaps we should repatriate John Keats. So this is Come Home John Keats. In Keats' bedroom, standing by his pale death mask, looking over the garden, counting steps in the snow, I'm tempted to bounce on the bed. Wake up, John Keats. Don't huddle by the fireplace with its pale sand mantelpiece, pine cones heaped in the grate. Ignore the salon below, where you reclined when sick. Knock off another Endymion. 4,000 lines can't hurt you now. Don't linger in Rome. They have plenty of poets of their own. We'll club together for a flight. Have you back in no time. Come home, John Keats. The best bottle in the cellar. Purrs are welcome. What do you mean? Your name is writ in water. Your name is writ in beauty. A joy forever. I'm going to continue with a few poems from an earlier collection called Dance Music, and this one is called Flesh, quite a fleshy sort of poem. Flesh, it's the best, lots of it, nearness of flesh, warm huggy flesh, kissy flesh, electric fire, hot climb into bed, next to flesh. Bouncy first thing in the morning, flesh. Flesh jittering in kitchen over a cup of late for work coffee, flesh busying through day, matter of fact flesh, efficient flesh, Wednesday lunchtime, okay flesh, so-so. Then flesh, flesh between tons of flesh on jam-packed flesh trucks, sweating bad-tempered impatient flesh, flopping in front of telly, feet up flesh, longing for other half flesh to appear in doorway, offer soothing cuppa. Oh great flesh, kissy flesh, hold on tight to flesh, make everything all right again flesh, pink flesh, black flesh, lazy flesh, coming out of shower, smelling clean flesh. Don't your flesh and my flesh ever part? I want to dance naked with you till the ashes. This poem's called Raincoat, which seems appropriate given the day that's in it, and it's a poem about jealousy. Once I had a raincoat I loved. It weathered storms, sleet, derision, staggered home drunkenly from parties, with the moon in its arms singing. A strong raincoat, belted and epauletted and grimed, with character and confidence in its ankle-length swagger, its swishing belt and buttons that chimed. Together we shivered in cinema queues, forgot our own names on bed-sit floors, had countless arguments in smoke-filled bars, made up for at midnight behind closed doors. A warm raincoat, belted and epauletted and grimed, with character and confidence in its ankle-length swagger, its swishing belt and buttons that chimed. But raincoats, like people, are human. And one day, its arms dislocated, its buttons crestfallen, its storm-battered body took flight, crying, "You tricked me, you fooled me, I hate you, I saw you with that anorak last night." Thank you. This is a very small poem. I went to the Shetland Isles and I've written a poem. It's called Shetland. Where land meets the light, no trees spoil the view of shimmering, shifting cloud, sun breaking through. Papers arrive at noon, shops close Wednesday. No news can match the splendour of this barren north, which speaks so to our hearts, because our hearts are north, as are our tongues, our lips, our eyes, risen to the mystery of northern skies. I'm going to finish my first half. I think I did mention all the performers will be in each half, so you haven't seen the last of me just yet, but this is a kind of sea shanty, All the Fish in the Sea. I love you more than all the little fishes in the sea. I love you more than all the mysteries of the deep. I love you more than all the clearest, bluest water. I love you more than all the footprints in the sand. I love you more than all the boats approaching land. I love you more than all the storms in mid-Atlantic. I love you more than all the headwinds catching sails. I love you more than all the hands on foredeck rails. I love you more than all the islands adrift in red sunsets. I love you more than all the drowned and lost shipwrecked. I love you more than all the gulls that skim the waves. I love you more than all the plaintive songs of whales. I love you more than all the dolphins leaping ways. I love you more than all the wriggling creatures. I love you more than all the pirates' buried treasures. I love you more than all the stories sailors tell. I love you more than all the compass points to hell. I love you more than all the limes and rum. I love you more than all the hulls that lie becalmed. I love you more than all the boozy days in port. I love you more than bringing home the craft. I love you more than squalls now breaking fore and aft. I love you more than the closing down of sight, when all the ocean disappears into all the rolling night. Okay, so our next performer tonight is Alison Winch, and Alison has been published in a number of magazines, including South Bank Poetry.